welcome to Improvisations on Growth with Madhu, Einsiedler, business and life coach. It is my pleasure to host this insightful series. My name is Adina Arhire, and you are about to listen to the fourth and last part of Madhu's podcast, focusing on listening. The first three podcasts are housed on Madhu's website, www.madhueinsiedler.com, so I encourage you to listen to all and improvise with us.
My mom loves to talk about football. My mom's totally into football, into soccer, so as we call it over here. And I'm like, okay, I have no idea about soccer. The interesting stuff is I listen to her when she's like, yeah, the Bavarian team is playing again and da 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 da. And then I'm really bad in small talk too. And since it's part of the business, I have trained myself to be able to talk at least for 5 minutes with someone about a certain topic.
If we ask 80% of people, like, I think the majority of the population feels like they just do not like small talk. And somehow it's become such a social convention, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. People don't like it, but everybody does it. and I have realized, well, yeah, some people just feel easier to connect when you talk about the weather or about soccer. And so I learned so much about soccer from my mom that I can by now really show off when I talk with clients and I hear that they are into soccer, and then I can like drop three names and the latest score, because my mom just told me on the phone what the latest scores are from her favorite team, and then and it's enough to like lay the floor for some deeper conversations. Does that resonate with you anywhere?
Yeah.
Anyhow?
What I'm also hearing is who is doing the talking. I think your example parallels mine in the sense of it's someone dear to you, and you want to find a way to turn this, what apparently is not pleasant for you, into something pleasant, especially because it's your mom who's talking about soccer.
Yeah, that's a really good summary of what I tried to say in length. And the other thing is, and I use my mom again, because I really dearly love her, as I do my dad. And the like, what she also likes to do is she likes to tell me all the bad things that have happened in the world. So she loves her news, and then she tells me, oh, have you heard, in Vienna there was this house that burned down, and then in another part of Austria someone killed someone, and this is really something that I don't want to hear. And then I'm like, Mom, and then after she has told me like 3 really bad things, I'm like, okay, what was good in the news? Tell me now 3 things that were good in the news. And we have this meta communication, so she knows that I don't like to hear about this. And then she laughs and she's like, okay, yeah, they built a new kindergarten somewhere. Say, oh, okay, look, there are good things in the world and not just bad things in the world. And it was a long process to get us there, to that I'm not just the one keeping up, that I'm not just the one sucking up for like the next 20 years or 30 years that we have together, because that's not an option. It also takes away from your connection to this person when you just suck it up.
I hear you, and I understand what you're saying, and I think you are right. It's also about the way you say it. There's a big difference between being transient and saying, hey, this is totally not my subject, I'm not interested in, please do not bring it up again. Or saying, hey, you know what, this isn't my forte. I don't watch too much TV, and kind of gently switching the conversation. So from what you've been telling me, it's also a lot about how you express something, especially to someone you hold high and you don't want to hurt in any way. Is that am I correct here? Is that what you're?
Yeah, yeah, totally. And it is, I mean, in when you open up in a way that you share with them that you have really problems with this topic, and that it's not your forte, and that yeah, you just don't use the mediums so that you could run across all this information. It also opens a door to another level of relationship. And then, of course, it depends on the other person how they perceive this opening up. In general, it makes the relationship more deeper, because now we can not only talk about topics, but we can talk about how we want to talk with each other, and about what do we want to talk with each other. And so it's deepening over time. It's deepening the relationship, and then yeah, maybe they feel irritated. So wow, I've told you about the Kardashians for the last 20 years, and now you don't want to hear it anymore. And I was like, well, I've learned a lot about the Kardashians.
So maybe even more, it should be addressed earlier.
Say that again. Sorry.
Maybe even more, it should be addressed earlier, in the sense of I shouldn't let my friend be under the impression that I'm also interested in it, when for the last 10 years I haven't been. That it also, there's a risk of the friend feeling a little deceived as well, if after a long period of time you actually express how you truly feel.
Yeah, totally, absolutely. And this we can only do when we are listening to ourselves, to the thoughts we have, if we are shutting down or not, if their anger appears or boredom, and listening to the other person. What are they really saying? Maybe talking about the Kardashians is their way of transporting what is important for them, or what maybe they want to avoid in life, or maybe what they want to reach in life, or what they aspire to, or how they divert themselves from the problems they have. So there's always something underlying that we can start listening to. And then when we are aware and listening in all this awareness, then we are able to address it. So, wow, I hear you talking about the Kardashians. Why? What does that mean for your life? That you watch that? Why is that important to you?
So what I'm hearing is listening with lots of love, understanding, and compassion.
Yeah, and curiosity. I would I would just add curiosity to what you just said. And the willingness to explore the world of the other. So who are you really, besides all these ideas that I have made up in my head who you are? Yeah. And also with the same compassion and curiosity towards ourselves. So it's not, oh, I need to be compassionate with you, and I need to drag this out. No. We need to be compassionate with ourselves and with the other. Does it make sense?
Yes, totally. And I've enjoyed our conversation very much. And speaking of exploring, what you just said, it's not just about exploring people out there or places, or a lot about exploring ourselves. Thank you for listening. I hope that you have had some breakthroughs and that our topic generated food for thought. The 4 parts of Madhu's podcast on listening are on her website, www.madhueinstealer.com. And on the same website, you can find her blogs. If you'd like to share your feedback, you can also contact Madhu on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. Our next podcast will discuss how to get unstuck from conflict and how to find your way out of negative situations. So stay tuned, grow a little every day, and have fun improvising life.